I've been playing around with RipX for a bit. Man, I have to say, I'm very impressed with what the machine does. I tried a few of these new AI programs to separate stems. Very impressed with almost all of them, and it's just honestly, it's just the future of sampling. That's how I see it. And to be honest, I'm just super happy that I have this tool now to just separate stems and work that way, because of course we didn't have this before, just and it was always a pain to get rid of drums that were over the samples and all these situations that us as music producers, as sample based artists, we always struggled with. And now with programs like RipX, we can actually get around that quite easily. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to show you real quick how to use this program. I don't know the program 100%. I don't know it that well. I get the basic functionality of it, which is super easy to use. You just load something up, then it takes you a few minutes to for the AI to do its thing, and then you have all the tracks separate that you can export out, or you can even loop inside this thing. You can then do all sorts of things. But I'm going to show you how I do it actually, and it's super easy. Let's just take a walk inside the program. So what I'll do, I'll probably just use RipX for a lot of sound designing, getting the stems out, maybe repitching them, adding some effects to it, and then just stemming everything out and making the beat on the MPC, because that's where I like to make beats. That's where I like to be creative with the chops. So, but yeah, I'll take you through the process of just importing something into RipX, then exporting it out, and then making a beat on the MPC. Okay, so let's get into it. So this is a song that I just imported into RipX. Okay, and it's JP Morgan right here. Yeah, so let me just zoom out. You can see all of the instruments in different colors. So this is what the AI does. This is what the program does. So basically it separated the song into different instruments. You can see them down here. You can bring it to this side. This is what RipX gives you, all these tracks on the side, and you can just listen to it. You got the mute for each track. So the first thing I would do here is just mute my drums and just hear the song without any percussion or anything.
When the morning comes,
right, so this is probably what I would do in this case, because I want to get just the instruments without the drums and without the voice. In case I want just the voice, I can solo the voice.
find myself just wishing we were less.
And it's just doing an incredible job, man. This thing is just amazing.
The message loud and clear.
Right? And of course, you can do this for each individual track. You can separate everything. In this case, I want to maybe just solo my drums and see how that sounds. Again, it just does an incredible job. It's I wouldn't say it's 100% perfect, but it's very close to being perfect. I suppose in a few years, this thing is going to be just easy. This is great just to pick up basses as well. I'm not going to waste too much time here, because there are a bunch of videos on the internet on how to work with this that do a much better job than I do. But just to showcase this real quick, here on the side, you can quantize this to any scale. You can, change scales just for one of the tracks, one of the layers, or for the entire set of layers that you have. There's a bunch of, you see these on the side. This is what you can do here: vibrato, formants. There's here harmonies as well. Here you have the musical scale, so I can change this to another musical scale. That's just super easy to do. So one of the cool things that this can do as well is that right on the side of each layer of each track, you can have these options for you to balance out the stems. What it does basically, apart from dividing everything into tracks, you can also play with a stereo. You can play with the lows, the mids, and the highs of each individual track. So in this case, we have the strings here. We have volume for the strings. You can take it all the way down. So basically, you can create your chops the way you want them to be. You got the stereo. Yeah, it's just an incredible tool. So make your sample sound the way you want it to sound. And then apart from this, you can export individual tracks just by going to the file, export, and then you have, this is one of the things I like about this program, is that it allows you to export everything separately, or you can export what you're hearing here on the grid. So for this, I just want to take away the voice and the drums, and I'll just use a full rip, okay? Or I could just be the selected tracks as well, and that would export just the selected tracks. Then a single file, that's what I want. Separate layers. You have a few options here to export. That's one of the cool things about RipMix, is that you can have all these options. So this is for MIDI. I didn't even notice that, but we can export in these. Easy to do. But what I want here is just a 16-bit web file, and this is all I need really. And I'll just export this. That's the sample right there. See how I imported everything into the MPC. So basically it's the whole song just without the drums and the voices. Basically, I just pitched it down by 3 semitones. And I have a drum loop going. This song also has a really nice bass line to it. Of course, we can take away the bass line and just use the bass line. But just to give you a preview of how you can work with the MPC and RipX at the same time. I mean, it's just it's a whole new world right now, and I hope you guys get on board of this as well. And that's it. Try it out, man. Peace.